It's good to see you again in VNews. I'm Vinh Hằng from Hanoi with the major stories.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng meets U.S. Senator John McCain. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng presides over cabinet meeting. Vietnam honors outstanding press works for external information service.
U.S. Senator John McCain is on a visit to Vietnam. He was welcomed by Vietnamese leaders in Hanoi on May 27th.
Received by Vietnamese General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, John McCain reaffirmed that the U.S. wants to further foster its multifaceted cooperation with Vietnam. Regarding the EC issues, the U.S. Senator voiced his support to the settlement of disputes by peaceful means in line with international law. The Vietnamese party chief expressed his pleasure of witnessing the fruitful outcomes the two countries have reaped during their cooperation under the framework of their comprehensive partnership. He noted the Vietnamese party and state's consistent policy of attaching importance to further promoting ties with the U.S. The same day, National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng hosted a reception for Senator John McCain. The top Vietnamese legislature suggested the U.S. Congress support and approve the Trans-Pacific Partnership with Vietnam, thus fostering economic, security, and defense relations between the two countries. John McCain showed his optimism that the TPP agreement will be finalized at an early date, hence facilitating economic and trade development of the signatories to the agreement.
President Trương Tấn Sang had separate meetings with newly accredited ambassadors of Italy, Mexico, and Hungary on May 27th in Hanoi. We have more in the following report. Meeting with Italian Ambassador Cecilia Piccioni, President Sang expressed his wish that Italy will back the early approval of an agreement on comprehensive partnership and cooperation between Vietnam and the EU. The Italian diplomat asserted her country's willingness to further step up its ties with Vietnam, especially in the environment and the fight against child trafficking. At a reception for Mexican Ambassador Sara Valdez Bulano, the Vietnamese president suggested both countries move to bring two-way trade. President Trương Tấn Sang had separate meetings with newly accredited ambassadors of Italy, Mexico, and Hungary on May 27th in Hanoi. We have more in the following report. Meeting with Italian Ambassador Cecilia Piccioni, President Sang expressed his wish that Italy will back the early approval of an agreement on comprehensive partnership and cooperation between Vietnam and the EU.
Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng hosted a reception for Senator John McCain. The top Vietnamese legislature suggested the U.S. Congress support and approve the Trans-Pacific Partnership with Vietnam, thus fostering economic, security, and defense relations between the two countries. John McCain showed his optimism that the TPP agreement will be finalized at an early date, hence facilitating economic and trade development of the signatories to the agreement.
President Trương Tấn Sang had separate meetings with newly accredited ambassadors of Italy, Mexico, and Hungary on May 27th in Hanoi. We have more in the following report. Meeting with Italian Ambassador Cecilia Piccioni, President Sang expressed his wish that Italy will back the early approval of an agreement on comprehensive partnership and cooperation between Vietnam and the EU. The Italian diplomat asserted her country's willingness to further step up its ties with Vietnam, especially in the environment and the fight against child trafficking. At a reception for Mexican Ambassador Sara Valdez Bulano, the Vietnamese president suggested both countries move to bring two-way trade to surpass the current value of $2 billion. The Mexican ambassador recommended both sides increase their political, economic, and educational cooperation. The same day, the Vietnamese leader also had a meeting with Hungarian Ambassador Saba Ori. He proclaimed Vietnam is willing to support Hungarian enterprises to seek investment opportunities in the country. Ori said Hungary wants to further increase bilateral affiliation in various fields, including economic and cultural ties. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has presided over the regular cabinet meeting to evaluate the country's socio-economic performance in May and the first 5 months of this year.
Minister of Planning and Investment Bùi Quang Vinh reported at the meeting that positive progresses have been made in socio-economic development over the past 5 months. The macroeconomy has been stabilized and moved on the right track. Social security and welfare have been ensured. May's consumer price index increased by 0.16% compared to the previous month and 0.2% compared to the same date last year. The nation's export value this month reached nearly $63.2 billion, up 7.3% year-on-year. The Ministry of Planning and Investment concluded that besides the positive developments, Vietnam's economy is still facing challenges, particularly in the agricultural sector, due to prolonged droughts that have hit Central Vietnam and the Central Highlands. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Dũng asked for synchronous measures to tackle difficulties for people and businesses, improve the business environment, increase competitiveness, and ensure goals set for the remaining months of this year. He asked ministries, agencies, and localities to clear obstacles and barriers in investment and business activities. He demanded to organize training courses for enterprises to take advantages of Vietnam's joining of the ASEAN community and its signing of free trade agreements in the future.
Vietnam has honored outstanding journalism works for comprehensively reflecting the country's political, economic, cultural, and social life, and promoting the national image to the world. The next report will bring you more details. The winners of the National External Information Service Awards, the first of its kind in Vietnam, were honored at a ceremony in Hanoi on May 27th. The 59 winning works were picked among more than 500 entries from many Vietnamese and foreign press and media agencies. Created in 10 languages, the entries highlighted the great achievements Vietnam has obtained during its renewal process, while refuting fabricated information and distorted agreements on Vietnam. The award is a meaningful gift and great encouragement to us. Our radio broadcasts in 12 foreign languages help better understanding about Vietnam, thus promoting the country's image.
I feel highly honored to receive the award, which is great encouragement to me and inspires me in my career.
Politburo member Dinh Thế Huynh, head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for Communication and Education, congratulated individual and group prize winners. He said agencies working on external information services should better understand the significance of their work and continue implementing Vietnam's external information service strategy for the 2011-2020 period. Outstanding works among the winning entries will be chosen to print and publish in several languages. Greetings have been sent to Buddhist monks, nuns, and followers on the occasion of the Buddha's 2559th birthday. Secretary of the Hanoi Party Committee, Phạm Quang Nghị, visited the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha headquarters in Hanoi on May 27th. On behalf of the municipal agencies, Nghị extended the best wishes to the Sangha and Buddhist dignitaries, monks, nuns, and followers. He highlighted contributions of the Sangha and its Hanoi chapter, as well as Buddhist followers over the past years to the city's development. Most Venerable Thích Thanh Nhiễu, Vice Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, thanked the local authorities for their help for its activities. Established 34 years ago, the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha now has chapters in all 63 cities and provinces. 7 Vietnamese small and medium-sized enterprises are participating in a conference in Malaysia that highlights the importance of the SME community to individual nations' economy and the ASEAN in general.
The conference, themed One Business, One Community, hosted over 300 small and medium enterprises from the 10 member group. Addressing the event, ASEAN Secretary-General Lê Lương Minh suggested regional governments devise additional initiatives to support small and medium enterprises collaboration for higher competitiveness in the broader global market. Participants discussed the formation of a community for all ASEAN small and medium enterprises, thus helping push cooperation among the enterprises while expanding their operation. Other topics on finance and support policies for businesses upon joining the global market were also dissected.
The expansion of economic cooperation and regional integration will bring forth many opportunities and challenges alike. Apart from a larger market to showcase locally made products, Vietnamese small and medium-sized enterprises have to face challenges regarding science, technology, and finance capability. The process also means more competitions, especially from other wealthier ASEAN countries like Singapore and Malaysia.
After the first day, delegations visited the Small and Medium Enterprises exhibition. The Vietnamese businesses brought to the occasion many of its own products, ranging from cosmetics to design consultation, waste and water treatment, gas and aromatic spices. It will last until May 28th.
The first Made in Vietnam smartphone has been launched by BKAV Corporation. The latest achievement marks a new era in the country's smartphone industry.
The new B phone, which was in development for over 4 years, has an elegant flat design, with a quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 that can go as fast as 2.5 GHz and RAM Skyhynix 3GB LPDDR3, as well as Toshiba's eMMC 5.0 flash storage. It comes with a 13-megapixel rear camera with OmniVision sensor and a 5-megapixel front camera. BKAV has developed Android 5.0 based BOS operating system and B Chrome web browser for their phones. The phone is also equipped with BKAV mobile security, firewall and anti-thief software to protect it from malware. The phone data will be stored and synchronized on B-Drive cloud platform. I was just testing the new phone. It is quite good. I plan to pre-order and experiment further. The new BKAV phone will breathe new life into our mobile industry, as prior to this we are purely a factory that puts together other people's phones. This is the first actual contribution to Vietnam's tech values. Customers can order the phone on the company's official website bkav.com.vn or its e-commerce website vala.vn from June 2nd. The B phone will be sold at $450 for the 16GB black color, $576 for the 64GB champagne, and $917 for the limited 128GB 24K gold minted version.
Export turnover of Vietnam's agroforestry fishery products is estimated to reach $2.37 billion in May and total $11.4 billion in the first 5 months of 2015, down 7.3% compared to the same period last year.
Shipments of main farm produce, including coffee, rice, rubber, and tea, experienced a downward trend in both value and volume. In the first 5 months, around 2.4 million tons of rice were shipped abroad for $1.05 billion, down 11.4% in volume and 14.6% in value year-on-year. China remains the largest importer of Vietnamese rice, making up 33% of the market share, though cutting its import volume by 28.11%. Coffee continued to record a sharp fall in both volume and value. During the January to May period, Vietnam sold abroad 578,000 tons of coffee for $1.2 billion, down 39.4% in volume and 38% in value from the same period last year. While recording a rise in volume, rubber, however, faced a decline in value. During the reviewed period, 330,000 tons of rubber were traded, bringing home $475 million, up 30% in volume but down 2.9% in value year on year. Tea has not seen any improvement in export. On the contrary, the exports of pepper and cashews were in the limelight with their upward trend. The export turnover of forestry products reached $2.69 billion, a rise of 7%, while aquatic products hit $2.41 billion, a fall of 17% from the same period of 2014. The U.S. remains Vietnam's biggest aquatic importer, accounting for 19.5% of the total.
And that has come to the end of our program. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye for now.